Hello everyone. So today also we will go through AWS Certified Solution Architect Associate exam. Okay, we will go through the question and answer with explanation of each options which are correct and which are incorrect. Okay, so today is day 3. Okay, so you can also watch my previous two videos which I have created on the same topic. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so let's start with question 1. So the question one says a company runs an on-premises application that is powered by MySQL database. The company is migrating the application to AWS to increase the application's elasticity and availability. The current architecture shows heavy read activity on the database during times of normal operation. Every 4 hours, the company's development team pulls a full export of the production database to populate a database in the staging environment. During this period, users experience unexpected application latency. The development team is unable to use the staging environment until the procedure completes. A solution architect must recommend replacement architecture that alleviates the application latency issues. The replacement architecture also must give the development team the ability to continue using the staging environment without delay. So we can see here, whenever they are trying to pull the data from production to the staging environment, they are facing huge latency. Okay, so the development team is unable to use the staging environment. Okay, so mostly the staging environment is used for testing, is a kind of pre-production. Okay, so which solution will meet these requirements? So let us analyze step by step. I mean to say, let us go through each options. Okay, so option one says use Amazon Aurora MySQL with multi-AZ Aurora replication for production. Populate the staging database by implementing a backup and restore process that uses the MySQL dump utility. Option 2, use Amazon Aurora MySQL with multi-AZ Aurora replicas for production. Use database cloning to create the staging database on demand. Option 3, use Amazon RDS for MySQL with multi-AZ deployment and read replicas for production. Use the standby instance for the staging database. Use Amazon RDS for, this is option 4, sorry, this is option 4. Use Amazon RDS for MySQL with multiple AZ deployment and read replicas for production. Populate the staging database by implementing a backup and restore process that uses the MySQL dump utility. Okay, let's see. Let's analyze the scenario step by step. So what is the current problem that I already discussed? So that the on-premises MySQL database is experiencing heavy read traffic. So in every 4 hours, the dev team does a full export of the production DB to staging, and which causes a high latency and staging downtime. Okay, so the company wants high availability and way for devs to use staging immediately without waiting for a long export. Okay, so let's analyze the option. So option 1, use Aurora MySQL with multi-AZ Aurora replicas for production. Populate the staging database by implementing a backup and restore procedure that uses the MySQL dump utility. So see, so if you are using MySQL dump, it will make the system slow, and it is also CPU intensive, and it causes downtime and latency as well. So it doesn't fix the latency issue. Okay. Anyways, Aurora improves the performance, but this process doesn't mean the main goal. Okay. So let's see option 2. Yeah. So option 2 says we will be using Aurora MySQL with multi-AZ Aurora replicas for production, and we will be using the database cloning, okay, to create the staging database. Fine. So yeah, this, if you see, the Aurora database cloning creates a new DB within minutes. No full copy needed. Okay. The clone shares the same data blocks with the source until changes. Okay, that is this is actually copy on write. So there is no performance degradation to production. Okay, and dev team gets the instance immediately. Okay, the staging environment up to date. So this also makes the availability and no delay the requirement. So this is the best solution. So if we use this Amazon Aurora MySQL with multi-AZ Aurora replicas for production, okay, and we are using the database cloning, so it will be the best solution. Okay, so let's see option 3. So already see, if you are using the standby instance for multi, this is actually, you can say, a kind of failover cluster. So it is not meant for reads or staging environment. Okay, so this is not actually, we can't we connect it. Okay, so we can't connect, so it's not a valid solution as well. Again, if you see here, again you are using RDS, Amazon RDS for MySQL with the multi-AZ deployment and read replicas for production. Again, you are using here MySQL dump. Again, the same thing is coming. Okay, say MySQL dump problem. It's time consuming, resource heavy. Okay. So the final answer is option 2. We will use Amazon Aurora MySQL multi-AZ for production, and we will not using the MySQL dump. We will use the database cloning to create the staging database on demand. All right. So what are the benefits we'll get? So the instance staging creation, staging will be created instantly, so there will be no downtime. So there will be no heavy export jobs. Okay, like when we are using the SQL dump. So this also increase the scalability and availability, and fully managed, elastic and cost effective. Okay, as you know, Amazon Aurora MySQL is fully managed. Okay, so fine. So now let's move to question 2. So the question 2 says, a survey company has gathered data for several years from areas in the United States. The company hosts the data in an Amazon S3 bucket that is 3 terabyte in size and growing. The company has started to share the data with European marketing firm that has S3 buckets. The company wants to ensure that its data transfer costs remain as low as possible. Okay, so which solution will meet this requirement? So let us see. So configure the requester pays feature on the company's S3 bucket. Option 2, configure S3 cross region replication from company's S3 bucket to one on the marketing firm's S3 bucket. Option 3, configure cross account access for the marketing firm so that the marketing firm has access to the company's S3 bucket. Configure the company's S3 bucket to use S3 Intelligent. This is option 4. Sync the S3 bucket to one of the marketing firm's S3 bucket. Okay, so let's see. So let us analyze it carefully. So if you see, the US survey company stores 3 terabyte of data that is actually growing. Okay, in S3 bucket, and European marketing firms need access to it. So our goal is to minimize the data transfer cost. So let us see. So option 1, configure the requester pays feature on the company's S3 bucket. Yes, this is the correct. This is the best choice. Why it is best choice? See, normally when the bucket owner pays for data transfer cost and the request cost with requesters pay, the requesting account pays for the data transfer out of the bucket and get and list request changes. Okay, and the survey company avoids the data transfer cost, making the keep transfer cost low. Okay, the marketing firm can directly access the bucket without the US company duplicating or replicating data. So you can see, so if we configure the requester pay feature, okay, so we will reduce the transfer cost to a very low. Okay, so this is the best choice. Okay, so what result we get? No duplication. Okay, so the US company no need to duplicate or replicate the data. So minimal cost to the US company and meets the cross account sharing needs. Okay, so this we get if we do this one. Now if we configure requester pay feature in S3 bucket. Now see, cross region replication, the second option. No, it's not a cost effective one. So replication transfer costs are billed to the source account, that is the US company. So it also increases the company's cost. Now, cross account access is partially correct but costly. Why? The marketing firm can read directly, but the data transfer costs are charged to the bucket owner, that is the US company. Does not mean the keep transfer cost low. And number 4, intelligent tiering sync plus sync. No, this is irrelevant and costly as well. See, intelligent tiering manages the storage class cost, not the transfer cost. Okay. If you want to know about the intelligent tiering, the tiering in the S3 bucket, so you can go through the AWS official website. We will get from there. What are the different tiers in Amazon S3 bucket? All right. So it also increase the cost and complexity and the transfer usage. All right. So the final answer is configure the request space feature on company's S3 bucket. Okay. So now let's move. Okay. So what is the summary is saying? So user requester page to allow the marketing firm to directly read data from the US S3 bucket, while the firm, not the US company, pays for the transfer, hence minimizing the company's cost. Okay. So I hope it is clear to you. Okay, let's move to question 3. So question 3 says the company has a production web application in which users upload document through a web interface or a mobile app. According to a new regulatory requirement, new documents cannot be modified or deleted after they are stored. Okay. So what should a solutions architect do to meet this requirement? So option 1 says store the uploaded document in Amazon S3 bucket with S3 versioning and S3 object lock enabled. Option 2, store the uploaded document in the Amazon S3 bucket, configure an S3 lifecycle policy to archive the document periodically. Option 3, store the uploaded document in Amazon S3 bucket with S3 versioning enabled, configure an ACL to restrict all access to read only. Option 4, store the uploaded documents on Amazon EFS volume. Access the data by mounting the volume in read-only mode. Okay. So now let us analyze each option carefully. What does the requirement says? The new document cannot be modified or deleted after they are stored. This is compliance and immutability requirement. Okay. So let us analyze the option. Store the uploaded documents in Amazon S3 bucket with S3 versioning enabled and S3 object lock enabled as well. Okay, so now see. Yes, this is the correct option. Okay, so why it is correct? See, S3 object lock allows you to store object using write once read many, that is warm model. It prevents object from being deleted or overridden for a fixed time, that is for until the rotation period, or indefinitely if we put the legal hold on that. If you put legal hold, so it will be, like it cannot be overridden or deleted indefinitely. And obviously versioning should be enabled for the object lock to work. Without versioning we cannot implement object lock. Okay, and you can see this exactly meets the requirement, ensuring the documents cannot be modified or deleted once uploaded. So this option 1 is the correct. Okay, so now see why option 2, 3, 4 are incorrect. See, option 2 says store the uploaded document in Amazon S3, configure S3 lifecycle policy to archive the document periodically. So it won't work because if you are using, like lifecycle policy, it will not prevent the modification or deletion. See, lifecycle process policies are mainly, for the storage management. It can transfer from one tier to another tier. This is mainly we use S3 lifecycle policy. So it is not meant for, for protecting the document for being modified or deleted. Okay, so option 2 is obviously incorrect. Option 3, store the uploaded document in Amazon S3 bucket with S3 version enabled. Configure an ACL to restrict all access to read only. No. See, S3 ACLs can restrict access, but ACL are itself immutable. Okay, are not immutable. Sorry, they are not. Okay, they are not immutable. ACS, access control lists. Okay, so an admin could change permission later. Fine. And also the versioning alone doesn't prevent deletion. Users can still delete version or suspend versioning. Okay, we can suspend versioning as well. Fine. So option 4, store the uploaded documents on Amazon EFS. Access the data by mounting the volume in read-only mode. No, this is also incorrect. Mounting an EFS is read-only mode could prevent changes temporarily, but anyone with write permission can remount it as writable. It does not meet the regulatory, that is the warm compliance. That is, write once, read many times. Okay. So all the other three options are incorrect that we have already discussed. So the final answer: store the uploaded document in Amazon S3 bucket with S3 versioning and S3 object lock enabled. So option one is the correct one. So I hope you understood this. Okay. So if you like this video and if you find it helpful for you, please subscribe my channel and like the video as well. So it it gives me enthusiasm to create another videos on the same topic. Okay, so keep watching it, and also thank you for watching it. Okay, so please subscribe to my channel and like it and share with your friends, so that they can also be benefited if you think that you have got benefited with it. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching it. Bye bye.